I do not hold back. I am going to share literally the cutting edge of what AI is literally doing to get businesses such a competitive advantage, both on the consultant side. And then you could also see like me as a consultant and how I've been a consultant for the last year and the projects that I've been hired for automating and how you could do the same thing, become an AI consultant because 2026, oh my gosh, it's not even an unfair competition between the people who have AI skills and the people that don't. People that don't will lose their jobs, will lose their business. There's nothing you could do about it, unfortunately. That's why you're here today. You're investing in your education. I appreciate that. So don't worry, I am recording the presentation and I will send you the recording after it so that you could go back and go, oh, wow, John showed this one thing at like 5 minutes in. Timestamp if you want, no worries. I more want you present. That's all. Be present, have a pen and paper on the side so that you could take notes. Everything, again, I have like 2 backup recordings going. So don't worry, you will get the recording right after this. Let me just double check. Yeah, we're all recording. We are golden. So beautiful. Welcome. My name is Jonathan Akunia. I'm an AI consultant, been for the last year. On this presentation, I'm going to show you 2 things. Number 1, I'm going to show you actual business use cases of AI. As an AI consultant, how I've been hired to actually build automations, both for my own business and for my clients to give them such an insane competitive advantage. A lot of the stuff, if you've been inside my community as well too, which I run, we have, I think right now we have 141 members inside of AI community that I've been running for the last year. Needless to say, I've been talking about AI every single day for the last year. So if there's anything AI related, I've heard about it, seen the evolution, and we've actually adopted it into the community where we don't chase shiny objects. I'm going to show you just the 4 essential AI tools to master. That's all, and the powerful things you could do with them. I also run social media. I do my own content, have about 47. The subscribers are irrelevant, honestly. It's just to say that I've been doing content consistently online, publishing, and I highly recommend, if you haven't, I'm going to put a ton of links in the chat. There we go. I'll put a ton of links in the chat. Highly recommend. Hang out on my YouTube channel if you've never been there. There is a ton of content there. Plus, I go live multiple times a week so that you could even see any of the replays of the live streams. And these aren't like 30-minute live streams. There is almost every day for the last year, hours of content. Cheat code, if you want to get super gangster with it, you could actually download my entire knowledge hub, my entire YouTube library. You could, with a click of a button, download it into Notebook LM, and now you can chat with my entire YouTube brain. Isn't that wild? I'll go into a demo of that later on. But what are we here to learn? Why AI consultant is the most important role, both for you to learn what are the most advanced AI skill sets to both use in your workflow and your business, but also to profit off it, to sell to automation to businesses, because businesses need automation. Oh my gosh, there's no pen and paper. Like they have yet to be digitally transformed, and there's a ton of opportunity. You could literally pick any industry. It's not to say one industry is better than the other. I want you just to pick one. You could walk in and using the demos that I could show today, you could show the opportunity that businesses can save time and increase revenue without having to hire additional employees. That's the burden right now. Businesses, they can't hire because it's just too expensive and they need a ton of stuff done. Everything's done manually in the business. Nothing's changed. And you're going to come in and build these custom solutions. So there are going to be different ways in marketing and automations and sales, lead content, ads, daily operations, presentations, documents, all that fun stuff. I'm going to cover it all. Cool. We're going to go through some foundations starting off. This is roughly about a 2-hour presentation, give or take. So I'm going to cover from foundations and then we're going to grow from there so that you can start to see where do people start with and then where do they grow. Now, with this, there are 4 wise men, 4 AI tools for you to master. I call them the 4 wise men. Also, I'm coming up with cool names. The 4 wise men, there's a ton of AI tools out there. And you'll be like, John, what about so-and-so? If I don't mention it, shiny object. You just need tool mastery, not multiple tools. You need to go deep on the tools so that they start serving you, so that you've got the best AI developer with Claude. You've got the best personal executive assistant with GenSpark. You've got the best college intern with ChatGPT. And you've got the best, he's like, he's like the best assistant, let's say, is Google Gemini. So the four are, and actually start with foundation, ChatGPT. And the reason why is also like, Kevin, like straight up too, you don't want to depend on one tool. Each tool is a little bit different. And each tool, some have tokens, some have subscription limits. Like, so you don't want to burn all your GenSpark credits. So you're going to go to ChatGPT for your college intern, bounce ideas. He's your sparring partner. He doesn't care about how many questions you ask. You could ask as many as you want, be as curious as you want. He's your strategy partner. I'm going to show you some workflows. The workflows are the most important thing, what you're really learning. So let's actually go into some of these things, and then I'll start leveling up. So my path from here is pretty much going to go from ChatGPT, Claude, GenSpark, Google Gemini, and then we're going to start getting into vibe coding, and then we'll start looking at ads also too, and like lead acquisition, like how are we using it to get more leads, more customers, websites, funnels, marketing at the end of the day. So all that fun stuff. So let's dive in, let's get nerdy, and let's actually start using some use cases. Welcome to ChatGPT. We've all used him, but what are the use cases from him? Because as a consultant, 10% of your job is to choose the right tool. And if you choose the wrong tool, it's going to not only add more what I call technical debt that just has to get revisited later with another better tool, for example. And then 90% of the rest is the actual implementation, is actually working through the bugs, through the testing, through the iterations until you finally get the automation that does everything, for example. So let me touch on just very simply first, prompt engineering. I know a lot of people are like, ooh, we're going super basic. Yeah, we're going to go super basic. I go even more basic. Let's even go just super basic foundation. If you have a Windows computer or you use any Windows products, stop. Get a Mac 2026. I don't care if it's a MacBook Air. They have the pucks. They're like $300 on Amazon. Treat yourself, sport, give yourself the computer foundation, because if you will not survive 2026. I guarantee you didn't make any extra money in 2025 if you have a Windows computer. You're not going to make any extra more money in 2026 the same. The reason why is I consult with 146 entrepreneurs that are in my book as clients. The ones that have Windows computers have not made any money. They have not grown. They have not improved their businesses. So we need to start foundation with digital literacy. So get that Mac computer refurbished, M1, 16 gig minimum, like old. I have a MacBook M1. I don't care if it's a MacBook Air. You don't need anything like super heavy. But trust me when I say the computer that you use will literally be the vehicle that will take you to your destination faster. So that aside, then we're going to go ChatGPT. And now with ChatGPT, we're going to get into prompt engineering. I'm going to cheat code prompt engineering with 2 strategies. Strategy number 1, no more typing. If I see you typing in my class or in my something, I'm going to slap your hands. No more typing in 2025. It is completely so, there's not enough information that you could type. As efficient as you think you are, there's not enough information that you could type to give to the LLMs to make them do what you want. So we need to move a little higher and speak at the speed of thought. And so if you're on Mac, again, I'm going to just remove the minutia of like, John, what about this tool? If I don't recommend it, shiny object. Cool. Voice Ink on your Mac. Voice Ink is a one-time buy, $25. I'll put the link in the bio. I'm not affiliated. I'm not putting any of my affiliate links in the bio either. I don't make money based on the affiliate tools. I make money based on the results for my clients when they say, oh my God, these tools are amazing. Thank you for choosing the right ones and giving them to me. Like, client satisfaction is more important to me. So VoiceSync, it's a one-time buy, $25. You're going to see me use it throughout this workshop of voice to text. I'm going to press one button on my keyboard. Bottom left-hand corner is the function key that enables voice to text. And that is strategy number one, is when you're doing voice to text. Now you can speak a lot faster. A lot of the tools, they'll have the microphone like feature in them. I hate that, honestly. And it's not reliable, especially in GenSpark too. So I need something reliable across platforms or across windows, basically. So that's why I recommend this. Watch bottom left-hand corner of my screen. I'm going to click this. And then let's see. I want you to create a content outline for AI consultants to help businesses automate their businesses to save 50%, to work 50% less and earn 2 times more through AI and automation. Pressed it, done. Okay, so it happens so stupidly fast because there's no way Grammarly, like I could type to like fix all my grammar mistakes to get that. There's no way. And then when we get into vibe coding, you're going to have paragraphs. Like we're in the paragraphs of like pages of prompts that you need to like dump to these models. Then they could take, I'm writing a book for Amazon. I give 30 pages of notes of changes. There's like 40 pages and 30 pages of notes to Claude and say, here's 30 pages of notes. Go make the changes to my book. And he's like, holy, oh, okay. And then, yeah, we're not one prompting at a time. We ain't got time for that. So that's why I'm going to show you this prompt engineering, 2 strategies, voice to text. Now, second thing too, there's 2 cheat codes to do this. Here's the easiest thing. It doesn't matter what AI tool, and this is one I really recommend a lot, because you need an AI tool to fix your grammar. Because going to ChatGPT and all the, you gotta go to another tool. Cider, SIDER, he is your writing assistant. He's like $10 a month. Let me copy this and put this in the chat. Nice. Cider, you see this little bar on the left-hand side that just pops out. This bar will pop out on any window, and then immediately I get access to all the models, ChatGPT, GenSpark, Gemini, Claude, really doesn't matter. But he fixes your grammar and helps you answer specific questions without you having to navigate to another tab, because that is a time tax. That's time. I am obsessed with time, and I want to maximize efficiency with time. So even switching tabs is a time tax. So if you look at the prompt, this is why I recommend, when you highlight, you could just click improve. Cider is going to take your prompt, and there's a pre-prompt underneath it that just says fixes it. And then you click one button, replace, and it fixes your prompt. If there was like nuances to it, or was or the other thing too, this is one way. That's, and then if you highlight, you can create custom prompts here. So if I click any one of these, I could make it more persuasive. Technically, there should be one there that says improve my prompt. So now I rewrote that and made it way more persuasive, and I could click that and it'll replace. So these are pre-tempted prompts to help you basically improve it. But regardless of wherever you are, you definitely need one ChatGPT. The slow way is just pick up any AI conversation and just say improve my prompt. : paste. That's it. That's prompt engineering to make you guys super dangerous. You shouldn't have to try and figure out like role, task, output, any of that nonsense. 2026, the models are already intuitive. They're like so smart that you just have to feed them more context. That's your job. You have to give them pages, paragraphs, context, books, like knowledge hubs. Like that's basically the TLDR of it. So voice to text, strategy number 1, and strategy number 2, pick up and open, you're going to have some ChatGPT or Claude on the side as like your sparring partner throughout the day. Just keep them open and just say, hey, fix my prompt, improve my prompt, make me smarter, make it better. That's it. Super simple. Let them be the prompt engineer. And then even if you're doing it for specific tools like Midjourney or other tools that have like specific prompt frameworks, even like Sora has a whole different structure for the prompt. Just say, hey, make this prompt, improve this prompt for insert tool, for let's say Midjourney. for Midjourney, for Sora, for VO3, for Nano Banana, any of the other models. That's basically, then let them write the prompt. Basically, you need to just quickly get it in the oven, let it bake, and then when it comes out of the oven, I like using this analogy, then you need to see, okay, what can I change from here? That's all. It's just quick hot potato in and out. Cool. Everyone got it? That's prompt engineering, 2 strategies that are going to change your life. Awesome. So now we can get into the nerdy stuff. Now we can skip that and go straight to custom GPTs. I'm showing each of these use cases so that, again, you can get more familiarity, because you as a consultant has to choose the right tool for the right job. And not everything is going to be a custom GPT, and not everything is going to be maybe a prompt, but there's evolutions to automation. Sometimes it's just a prompt that the business owner needs. Here's a prompt that you copy paste and it will automatically do anything that you want. Actually, I just sold this one. This one's actually my most popular seller right now. News. When you guys share prompts, you probably share prompts that are like paragraphs. My prompts are Google Docs. Let's see, news briefing template. And I'm going to be so kind and nice, because everyone knows that I don't gatekeep. I'm going to give you guys this prompt. You guys are going to love this one. All right, so let me share this and basically talk about what it does. So copy link here, and then paste. So you guys should be able to make sure. Hold on, I've shared the share. No, it's not. That's not the link. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Google Docs requires this link. Here we go. Cool. Open this doc, file copy, save it. This is a template. Now, okay, so context, was it? Oh, everyone's popping in. Please steal my templates. This is a prompt that I sold for a client that's a news briefing agent. We all read the news. It's all, and 90%, if you guys ever seen Training Day, 90% of the news is trash, is just completely waste of your time, noise that's just eating up your time. What AI offers, just in general, is 3 things now, I'll say. Number 1, AI in general improves productivity. A task that took hours or days now takes minutes or seconds. Productivity improved. That's all. Second, help you make better decision making, because you're overwhelmed with information. What's the best product, service, business strategy? If I do this pricing, if I price it at this versus this pricing model, which is the most profitable, so that we don't go under, basically. Like I do pricing projection all the time with like GenSpark, for example. So making better decisions in business and in life, that's the second thing. The third thing is personalization. This is where things get super interesting. You can personalize news, content, and even personal agents. I'm talking Jarvis. Yes, personal AI agent that knows everything about you. And then when you go into content, both content generation and when you go down the path of automating your content, the first thing that you're doing is writing an AI agent that will go and find the right articles that are relevant to you, honestly. Your business, your industry, your niche, your interest. And we all have different businesses and industries. So this is a news briefing prompt. It's a template and I'm going to show you the quickest, fastest way to fill it out too. What it does is, let me show you mine. This is mine, just to show you what a filled out one, for example, because I work with small business owners with team less than 10, entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants, and service providers. This is my life. This is my world. These are the people that I serve. I have to obsess about their problems so that I can solve and make their life easier. I don't care about Salesforce. There we go. So I don't care about enterprise stuff. Enterprise, HubSpot, SAP, Oracle, Salesforce, Make.com, Zapier, none of that is relevant to me or my industry. That's just noise. So it's a time tax for me to like consume that. The tools that are relevant to me, here's a list of tools that are relevant to my community that we need to stay on top of. Also sections, AI tools, business use cases, priority of news sources. Look, I want you to go search OpenAI, Google, Anthropic. This, how many pages is this? What is it, 3 pages? This is 6 pages. This is a 6-page prompt. we're doing Google Docs of prompts. So like timeline set within 7 days, like use cases, real revenue numbers, quality checklist. So roll task output. The last thing is the output. Also no list. I don't care about corporate. I don't care about make.com. This prompt reads the news. I press a button, go. He's going to fill it out. Go send me the news. Actually, we could run him. And then he's going to give me a whole dossier right now. Actually, let me just copy this. How do you run him? Copy agent. And also the quick and fast, excuse me, to fill it out, just this, because this is a template, copy this, put it into ChatGPT and start it with, fill this out with my business details, and then just voice to text all your business details. Like that's the easiest. It's going to spit it out, and then doesn't have to be perfect. My second principle, I'm going to give a lot of life principles. My second principle is iterate yourself to success. Your first version, when it spits it out, is going to be like, kind of weird, funky, but I know my version 3, version 5, version 10, phenomenal, magnificent, perfect. Oh my God, how did you get to this level? I iterated myself to there. That's why I'm trying to get to, like, pop in the oven, get it out, and let's iterate as quickly as possible so that we can get to really amazing quality with these AI tools. So don't expect perfect coming out, but your version 2, 3, 5, working with them. When I do Google ads, or actually like creative ads on TikTok, and I'll show that, it takes 10 versions of Nano Banana to get a really dialed ad copy or ad image. And so just know, iterate yourself to success. Don't expect perfect. And I'm going to show you that there. So put in your details and just ask ChatGPT to fill it out. And then when you go, highly recommend, I'm cheating, but use GenSpark, use GenSpark, use GenSpark, use GenSpark, use GenSpark. Also, yeah, so I'm just going to paste that entire prompt. This is the template. Oh, wait, is it? No, it's not. Okay, this is mine. Cool. So I just pasted that whole 6 pages of prompts in GenSpark. We put it in the oven. It's going to bake. That's the whole thing with working with AI agents. You give them a task and now you're just killing time. You're going to have multiple tabs open with multiple agents going, and he's rocking. I trust GenSpark to do its research. I do not trust ChatGPT, which hallucinates. So know the limitations of the tools, because if you go to advice for ChatGPT, oh my God, you're going to be like talking to a crazy person at a wall. Or it's going to be like, where'd you get that advice? ChatGPT? Oh, okay. Whew. While we're messing with GenSpark. Now, again, this is a demo use case. Personalization of the news. Now, I don't have to go to the 14 different news articles. I press one button, run. And now on my radar, I need to know about ChatGPT 5.2. I need to know about NAN's new 2.0 design. See how it removes all the noise? And now it read the articles and wrote them the way I want them. I want you to give me 2 YouTube titles, because I'm going to capitalize on this news as soon as it comes out. So I should immediately give me the YouTube, then give me 30 seconds script. And this is a script. I'm going to read the script for content. My content is done. Oh, that took no effort. I've been talking to you this whole time. And by the way, my content's done. Now I'm just going to read this script, put some B-roll, and I'm done. And now all of a sudden I know about John, how'd you find out about ChatGPT? How are you on top of so much? I ain't wasting no effort. Like, I'm cheating. Use AI tools to cheat. Like, this is versus everyone else that's going to Google and gain their news from Perplexity. Nah. Then I need to know a deep dive. How is this relevant to business owners and how they can capitalize on this? How is this relevant also to solopreneurs and how we could take advantage of this? Hashtags, which again, when you do content, capitalizing on trends as early as possible can 10x your subscriber count per video. Like, you can literally have one video pop off and get 1,000 subscribers just because you capitalize on a trend as soon as it came out. Very important, especially when it comes. And this will keep going. This does about 10 articles. I'll read this, create content around this, and my content workflow is done. That took no effort. Just wrote the scripts and everything. It's all topical, done. So that's one type of how you as a consultant need to level up and get into, like, hey, client who needs news, let me write a 6-page prompt is like, oh, okay, you have full flexibility, versus giving someone little like paragraph prompts. That's like child's games. Like, we're in a whole different league, because these models can ingest dozens, let's say almost an entire book of prompts. Basically, we're putting books basically. Cool. Can we use this more for just the news? While this will personalize this is mostly just the news, but read it, get inspiration about it so that you can see, like, basically you're just creating rules or criteria. It really doesn't matter. You're just seeing a structured, if we just cut 80% of this and just like look at this like one part at a time, imagine someone creating this and just saying, new rule, I want you to focus on this content category, and it spits it out. And you're like, okay, this is pretty good. Hey, new rule, I want you to focus on these priority sources. This is like how it was evolved. And I'm like, oh, it came out, ran it for a week. It was pretty good. And then, you know what? I want the output very structured. So new rule, output format. I want you to do this. I want bullet points. I want also give me YouTube titles. And then here is exactly how I'm structuring the output. Role task output. So the role task output, the last part output, you are dictating how you want the structure. It's like a fill in the blank, how you want the structured output to come out. Role task output. And then, oh, you know what? New rule. I ran it for a week and I found new change. Not all news is critical. Some is just not a priority. Some is like, oh my God, this was a big priority that's going to impact everyone. We need to know about this. So then new rule, I want you to rate them. And then it just keeps going. So that's how you could get over time to like 6 pages of this, just through refinement, just through iteration. That's pretty much just the workflow. Cool beans. I'm going to keep that to the side. Oh, we are cooking. Okay, so we need to move into custom GPTs real quickly. With custom GPTs, they're, again, pre-prompted behind the scenes, but like, what's an actual use case? Content generator. So right here, so this is a viral hook generator. It creates viral hooks for overwhelmed entrepreneurs. And then all you do is paste in your prompt, or not. My business is an AI consultants. We help clients automate their marketing, sales, and operations so that they could work less and earn more. You can literally put any business idea into this. The business use case was, client came to me and said, John, I can't come up with short form scripts for content. I need to be posting content. By the way, you guys should be posting 3 times a day, minimally. If you're not doing 3 times a day, do not consider yourself doing content marketing for your business in any way. Do not expect it to bring leads in any way. I'm sorry. It's a numbers game. And I'm going to show you at the very end of this workflow how to automate your whole content. I got goodies for that. So there's tools at the end of the day, because you have to compete in volume at the end of the day. So use case, client came to me and was like, John, I can't come up with scripts. I need help. It takes me hours to come up with scripts and I'm unable to produce content. So he hired me and we created a viral hook generator. I went and found the best social media content expert that creates short form content. I sucked up all his knowledge, Google Docs, YouTube videos, transcriptions, all of the knowledge, put it into a custom GPT, trained it a couple times through iterations, and now you could put in any idea and it gives you, most importantly, what's called top, middle, and bottom of funnel, because not all content is the same. So top of funnel is just broad awareness. People that are just like, hey, new AI news of the day, new AI tool came out. Middle of the funnel is, are you struggling to automate your business? With this one NAN automation, business owners are automating their entire content. You could download this just by commenting the word automation. By the way, call to actions at the very end of all your content, so that you could turn content into leads using ManyChat. Because if you say, hey, if you like this, comment the word guide, and they comment, algorithm loves it. By the way, engagement is also a big thing now. You have to engage with your posts. I hate it. It's if you're like, I'm posting videos, but they're not going out. I'm 200-view jail. You actually have to now engage with the audience, engage with the videos, engage with the platform. It's using that to then judge, should I push your content out, or are you just posting and not engaging on the app? Fun fact. Priority of apps in 2026, YouTube priority, TikTok second, Instagram third. That's all. If I didn't mention the platform, don't waste the time posting there. You need to double down on those platforms for attention and for passive income. Passive income is going to come from your YouTube channel. Do not sleep on your YouTube channel. Get that thing monetized as quickly as possible. post consistently on YouTube as well too, because that one will bring in residual cash flow by the end of 2026 if you're consistent. Just post once a week, keep it consistent, do a podcast. It's the long form content that's going to convert your leads into sales. It's not the short form content. It's the long form content that they're going to spend time with you, get to know you, know, like, and trust. On average, customers need to consume 7 hours of content before they know who you are, like you as a person, and trust you to say you are the trusted advisor that can help them solve their problems, basically. So content, especially as an AI consultant, you have to post content, especially on YouTube. I get most of my high ticket clients all from YouTube. They don't come from TikTok, which is like shockingly. Like I get all my B2C, like solopreneurs, small business owners, freelancers from TikTok. And then I get all my SMBs, real estate brokerages, small businesses, manufacturing. I get a weird gamut. It was kind of interesting. They all come from my YouTube channel. They'll never watch my TikTok channel, which is also too. They'll go straight from there. But that trust and authority from my YouTube channel, there we go. Subscribers don't matter too. Like, don't worry about subscribers. It's irrelevant. Treat it more like, did you post consistently? That's all that matters. Consistency is the most important thing. If we've surveyed, I've given my advice of post 3 times a day to entrepreneurs in my community. It works. They'll get 1,000 subscribers in their first week if they do the strategy right. After I asked them at the end of the year, what would you change to it? The number one feedback that they all said was, I would stick to the consistency. Life happens. We just got like, it's honestly, it is a grind to do content. Don't worry. But there are ways to automate it. There are ways to batch it. There are ways to like streamline the process along the way. That's for sure. But the number one important thing that we all learn the hard way is growth is great when you're consistent. But the second you let off that gas and you stop posting for like even a week, it's detrimental to your channel's growth for sure. Fun fact, save you guys. That's a little thing there. Okay, cool. So let's go into, so we talk about custom GPTs just, and this standard input, standard output, basically. So this is just a tool, standard input, standard output, does short form content for the business owner. The next thing also, the last thing I want to just touch in here before we get into the good stuff is, let's see if we have the board of advisors. Dope. This one I'm actually going to show underneath the hood for it. Board of Advisors is actually one of the second most popular custom GPTs that I sell. Board of Advisors, again, AI helps you do 2 things. Improve productivity, which is like the short form content custom GPT that just spits out your script for content so that you could just literally read the script and you're done. The second is, hey, I need life strategy. I need life business advice, and not just general ChatGPT advice. I need you to depend on the expertise of some really well-known people. So if I go underneath the hood here, you're actually going to see how some advanced custom GPTs are built, because if you notice, they are in a specific format. You see little asterisks, see the bullet points, and there should even be, even hashtags. This is Markdown format. When you get into prompting, there's really 2 formats. Markdown is one. The second one is like XML. You don't have to learn XML. that's for software developers that just want to get into prompt engineering. And it's like, no, go away, go do your software thing. Like Markdown is more than sufficient. Quick thing, the number of hashtags signals H1 header, H2 header, H3. 3 hashtags, this is H3. So this is a sub header. So it's just formatting. You have bullet points, which are dashes. 2 asterisks, this is bold. And then that's pretty much it. Yeah, H2, H3. It does make a difference for how it organizes information instead of you just dumping raw text. So when you build custom GPTs, it's very important that you're doing them in Markdown format. It's just like writing best practice. Second thing in here, notice this is our board of advisors. The other thing that you'll learn is loading up custom GPTs, project hubs with experts, because the worst thing that you want to do is, and actually check, you can take a screenshot of some of these. These are some heavy hitters from here too. And this is the difference of relying on basic ChatGPT output, which will hallucinate, and actually tailoring it to give it guardrails and specific knowledge hub so that it depends on this expertise knowledge hub to give you much better advice than regular ChatGPT conversations. Again, we're solving the business use case or challenge here that business owners just need someone to bounce ideas back and forth and hope that they're actually giving them business advice. The last thing you want to do is actually go to just raw ChatGPT and say, hey, what do you think about my pricing? What do you think about my website? Worst thing you could do. Actually, you need to tailor it so that you're talking to a specific persona, and we go deep to go find the experts, go find their books and convert their PDF books to just upload in here. So that this one's the most fun because then you get different perspectives. Let's see if I could just, there we go. You get different perspectives. Each one provides a different perspective. Now, this is the foundation. This will eventually translate when you start building Jarvis. Let's call it Jarvis. You're going to build a personal AI agent, personal, offline, lives on your computer, has MCP, does your email, does your personal assisting, also knows everything about you, is personalized. One of the biggest things, and then here, it gets to know you, and then you get one of the big things that people are doing is they're building teams inside custom GPTs. They're tailoring personas of custom GPT with roles and specific like duties so that when they call on their CFO in custom GPT, when they call on their project manager in custom GPT or in ChatGPT, it knows about them. It knows what they want. It knows personal details, and it has access to tools to go do actions, to trigger an email, to go read API connection for some tool that you read, or email calendar are like the easiest examples. For example, those get fun. So Markdown, custom GPTs. You've seen custom GPTs. Now let's go a little bit further next into hubs. There are 3 tools, because I'm showing again use cases of tools that you're going to put in your back pocket so that you can pick the right tool for the right job. Next one is projects. With project folders, the challenge with custom GPTs is that they don't get smarter over time. They're single input, single output, and every time you spin up a new conversation, it's like talking to a goldfish. Hey, Dora. And you're like, oh man, I gotta start over. We were jamming a minute ago, and now I got a fresh one. Now I gotta start over. So that's what project hubs. You will actually have more project folders than custom GPTs. We're actually finding, which is actually interesting, because hubs and folders. Also, credit to David V in our community for sharing this. A lot of the tips and insights come from insights from the members in the community. When you run a community of 140 members, people are doing some amazing things. So you get evolution faster than what you find on stuff on YouTube. So project hubs, there are 2 project folders that you need. Starting off, life coach, business coach. Life coach, business coach. There's only 2 folders. All conversations for business go in one folder. All conversations about life go in the other folder. Very simple. Why is that important? Because there are my three out of the 4 wise men. Gemini is the only one that doesn't have folders. ChatGPT, Claude, and in GenSpark, they're called hubs. They're all the folder basically feature out of all of them. Very powerful because in it, you could do 2 things. Number 1, you can upload your own knowledge file in it. You should, and this is best practice, and that's I highly recommend, work with any model, ChatGPT, GenSpark, really doesn't matter, and work out your business roadmap for the next 5 years. How much income do you guys want to make? Monthly income. What's the product? What's your marketing channel? Like whole business plan for next year. Let's just keep it simple. A 1-year roadmap, like just goals. Then have ChatGPT, GenSpark, whatever they output, save it into a Google Doc, Microsoft Word, doesn't matter. Download it and put it into all of your hubs. Your 3 hubs are Claude, ChatGPT, and GenSpark. I refresh mine once a month, sometimes twice a week. We have to do a hard pivot. Very important. This does 2 things. 1, it syncs all of your hubs together with the same goal. Because you'll be jamming with each one. Sometimes you're in a car. ChatGPT is the only one that's got voice to text, so you could be in the car just talking, just like bouncing ideas back and forth. GenSpark doesn't have voice to text, but he's your PhD level. You'll be at the drive-through, give him a command, and by the time you're out the drive-through, he's already worked on your whole project and has the documents ready before you get home. Like so, but they're all synced. The most important benefit that AI has have, and I could share a ton, is having it as a business coach and a life coach helps give you clarity, focus, and accountability, because we get a lot of distractions as business owners. There's so much shiny objects, so much different strategies. I mean, there's so much. And so having one that has the North Star, and I'll show you mine. See if I could download this so you could just have a glance at it, take a look. It's nothing fancy. It's just like, look, 20 from this to 25K a month. What it needs to have a timeline. It needs to have a 90-day target. It needs to know where you are today. Brutal truth. Where are you today? Let's be honest. And then we could project, okay, what KPIs, what activity, what do you need to do to activity wise so that you can reach your goal. Because I go back to this this conversation, I'll spin up a new conversation and I'll be like, hey, I have an idea. And 90% of the time it's like, nah, shiny. GenSpark will cuss at me and be like, no, like, buddy, no. Like, I've trained him. GenSpark's so gangster. I recommend this in GenSpark, honestly, for like the most brutal truth, because GenSpark is going to be like not only hard yes, hard no, but also here's why, and let's actually keep you accountable. Like, he's given me so many ideas or like insights, and we debate. Like, for sure, we debate. Me and GenSpark, or I don't really debate against ChatGPT. I know I'm talking to a college intern, so I'm like, look, I'm not looking for wisdom from you, but me and GenSpark, we go deep within. So in the hubs. So that's why hubs are very important. Let's see if I can find my hub real quick. And this is the presentation. And we'll just work with this guy. Here we go. So in GenSpark, because we've been talking a lot about ChatGPT a lot, we need to switch gears and go into GenSpark real quick. In GenSpark, on the left-hand side, there are hubs. Honestly, business coach is where I spend 90% of my time, honestly. Inside of it, you can see here, there are files. See the same file, 25, same PDF file. It's a Google Doc too. The reason why is because it's malleable. You're going to change it, go back, new plan, new update, copy. And GenSpark, GenSpark knows it too. So I'll be like, you know what? We've been debating for the last couple minutes. I like this plan. Give me a new roadmap. And it'll spit out a new roadmap. I'll copy, paste it, and update my 3 wise men. That now everyone is like, new mission? Let's go. Got it, boss. I'll keep you focused. I know the objective. I know everything about you. I got you. And so you're like, let's crush it. So, and then you can load it up with PDF books too. Fun fact, if you really want to expand the knowledge, because they all have file size limitations and also storage limitations of like how much you can actually upload into a folder hub. The same limitation is for custom GPTs. You can only upload so many files and stuff. They all have a Claude with folders as well too. So how do you get around it? You convert all of your PDF files into Markdown files. And you're like, John, I have no clue how to do that. That's going to come when we get to vibe coding, because in vibe coding, one of the benefits is that you can build your own custom tools without writing a single line of code and without downloading another software that you're only going to use one time. So Claude, superpower is Python. Python is a language you never have to learn how to write a single line of code, but it's such a universal, powerful language that Claude with GenSpark, and actually could do a quick, I think I could do a quick demo of that. Let's just cook into that so you guys can see, because I could talk. But at the same time, we have the setup, and let's just dive right into why would you want to learn VS Code and Claude. So VS Code and Claude. Claude is your AI developer. Where's Claude? He's hanging out right here. He's a little shy. Hey, Claude, come on in. This is Claude. Say hi to Claude. Claude is your AI developer. You're going to be so happy to pay $20 to Claude, to Anthropic, and be like, yes, I would like to rent my Claude Code for another month, because oh my gosh, he will build websites and he will build custom applications, and third, he will build local custom tools that you need for whatever single use case that you don't want to buy the software, for example. So let me just kind of show a quick little use case. I think I have, yeah. So the way Claude works in VS Code is Claude functions just like a chat, but the difference why we're using him in VS Code versus the browser is because while he's in VS Code on your computer, on your Mac, he can create files, edit files, download run terminal commands, download npm, brew hub, and all the packages for all the coding things that a developer would have to do that you're like, oh my God, terminal, I freak out. Don't worry, Claude's going to do all of that for you. He does all of the development locally on your computer, which is way more powerful. So in this example, the way he works is everything's in folders. As you can see in VS Code, you can also add Pokemon completely for free. Gotta have a little fun. Come on now. Like, we have a little coding Pokemon. They're there. But the real action is happening up top. There is a folder right here called PDF files to convert. Also, pro tip, since you guys are here, where do you get books from? You did not hear it from me. I am not showing anything on my screen. There is nothing that is showing right now. You should probably take a bookmark, copy or something like that, where you should get books completely for free. Did not hear it from me. I'm just going to drop that there. Okay. So we have a bunch of books that we downloaded that we want to load into our hubs and our custom GPTs and our prompts and our project folders. So actually, let's see this one here. So in here is a folder called PDF files. It's a folder on my computer, no different. Very simple. This is just reading a folder. In it, you can see 3 PDF books right there. If I open, they're just regular PDF books. But the again, business problem that we're solving, we need to load 10 times more information into hubs, custom GPTs, and apps, and PDFs are too large of a file size. So we need to convert them to Markdown. So basically, you're just going to have, hey, Claude, write me a program that does that. Claude is going to say no problem. And let me just kind of go right here. Okay, so this is going to happen fast. So I'm going to run this program. Do not blink. As soon as by the time you blink, it's going to be done. It's going to read all the files and convert them into Markdown folders, which are going to be a fraction of the file size. So you can load 10 times more knowledge in your hubs, your custom agents is a cool thing. So if okay, ready? Okay. Python. And we teach you how to do this too. What is this one? This is PDF to Markdown. 3, 2, 1, done. You blinked. It's done. It read all books. It read the first book, all 136 pages, scooped up. Next book, which was only 15 pages, done. Next one, 81 pages, all done. So now I have 3 files here that are, I told you, don't blink. They just appeared. And now these are just the raw text for the book. The entire book is just raw text. Now you could put these books and 10 times more in your hubs, in your knowledge hubs, your project folders, so that you could put more information for you and for your clients so that they can, for example, like say, here's an actual example, why you actually want to use that. If I'm in Claude, business use case for Claude, Claude has 2 use cases. Number 1 is coding. He's the best software developer right now. And then second is writing. He's also the best writing assistant right here. So highly recommend. Some people on here have a goal to write their book. Please go into that goal, write your book. It is possible. Use AI. All you need is a Claude subscription. And that's all. In that Claude subscription, you're just going to create one folder. Actually, here's my project folder right here. I am writing a book that's going to get published on Amazon called Press Go, How Entrepreneurs Can Save 20 Hours a Week Through AI and Automation. The whole book is being written by AI, but it is using my words, my brand voice, my stories, everything. It's not actually right. It's actually like a writing assistant thing we like. So in it, the way I kind of set up the whole folder on the right-hand side is notice how Markdown, PDF, Markdown. So now I'm loading up this hub with all of the guides, all of the best books on how to write a book as prompts to load in a folder to help me write my book. Cheat. This stuff is so powerful. And then all I do is say, write chapter 1. And Claude, for the next 4 minutes, will spit out all chapter 1. I just copy paste. Write chapter 2. And then I listen to the book using Speechify. I'll put this in here. Speechify, I love Speechify. Speechify turns any PDF book into an audiobook. very important because you're going to consume a lot of books as well. It's like, I don't know what the just get the I don't recommend annual subscriptions for any AI tool. This is AI, but I recommend this. Just get the annual subscription because you're just going to crush audiobooks all year. And they have like the best voices. It works natively across devices. You just pop in the PDF books. It works on any device. You can pick up where you left off. You cancel your Audible. Awesome. Save you guys some money. So in here, you can see I have a ton of resources to help me, and I've maxed this thing out. That's what you want to do. Max out the project hubs with all the resources to help you reach your goals a lot faster and easier. And this is why when a client comes to you and is like, hey, I want to write a book, as a consultant, you should help your client write the book using AI tools, because writing the book is also great for marketing because it helps position them as an authority and it puts them up in the there's a whole thing called stacking authority. YouTube channel is one authority flex, newsletter, another authority flex. And then third is also having a book on Amazon. Now you can write, honestly. It's like so fun. Okay, so that's really all Claude is for. I'm going to come back to VS Code when we start talking about vibe coding. I'm just kind of seeing how are we on time. Oh, we're only 15 minutes in. We're doing great on time. How you guys doing? Take a little break, 5 seconds, relax. Oh my gosh, drinking from the fire hose. There is a ton. Don't worry, you will get the replay after this. I know there's so many tabs, so much opens. Appreciate each and every one of you. This is the best of how people are cheating in life to get us so far ahead with using AI tools. And we're only using 4 AI tools: ChatGPT, GenSpark, Claude, and Gemini. I haven't even gotten a Gemini yet. Oh my God. I'm glad we budgeted 2 hours for this because we're just cooking. We are just getting ready. Okay, get ready. Got any water? Here we go. Now we need to move into you're not really hanging out with Claude that much in here. Claude is mostly going to be where he really shines is VS Code, helping you be a software developer to build websites, to vibe code apps. But we're going to get to that in the later stage of this presentation. Because now we're still just kind of going through all the 4 wise men. And now we're going to go into GenSpark. Oh boy, GenSpark. GenSpark is going to be your favorite tool in 2026. If you haven't drank from the GenSpark Kool-Aid, oh my God, I'm so excited to introduce the most powerful AI tool. What makes GenSpark different than all the other tools? GenSpark underneath the hood has actual AI agents. An agent I want you to think of as quick TLDR, we're not going to get artificial general intelligence. It is never going to happen. Not in your lifetime, honestly. Like, it's a whole marketing hub. Machine learning industry in the 70s realized that they can't, with all the compute power on the earth, can't like get to, our brains are just so unique and so powerful. It's a whole other thing. So where eventually we're going to get to is what we're already seeing. Specialized AI tools or small language models trained for specific tools or use cases or tasks. And one of the great examples is Perplexity, because Perplexity had the feature of searching the web. So I had a little agent in there that was pre-programmed to go and find researchers or find sources from the web and bring it in. That's your first example of AI agents. GenSpark has 9 AI agents or specialized tools underneath the hub. It's $25 a month. You get 10,000 credits. You're going to burn through those 10,000 credits, not in a fast way, but like to get so much work done. Oh my gosh. So just looking down here, what does he have? He has custom GPT feature. So every feature that you can do in custom GPTs, walks, talks. The only difference is it's actually smart. Custom GPTs and ChatGPT, you get the ChatGPT output, which is like, again, college intern worthy. You get custom GPT with the GenSpark output. Oh boy, you could do some pretty dope things. You could preload templates to do research on the web, to generate presentations, to generate slides, to automate work. Very, very powerful when you do custom GPTs in GenSpark. You're in a whole different league. Now, we all had a subscription to Microsoft Word or Google Work Suite. That's your docs, your slides are the most two. Presentations and slides and docs. This is so gangster that I don't have to create I have not written or typed a document this whole year, actually, come to think about it. Same with presentations. I have not manually made a presentation the entire year. I have had AI agents do thy work. And that is what I want you to get to, is pick the right AI tool and let them do all of the work, not just parts, all of the work. So let me actually show a use case. I'm going to start with I like documents to start with the first one because I have a good use case with that one. So I was working, and this is actually a business use case. As an AI consultant, one of the most powerful tools, mandatory tools that you use is an AI digital note-taking tool. I use Fathom. Again, not sponsored by any of these tools. If they suck one day, I will dump them so fast. And what I'm showing here, cool, because I need to give you a quick tour around Fathom real quick, because it is essential as a consultant. It's so powerful because it gives you superhuman memory to remember all the details from the past. And people would be like, man, how does he remember all the details? Even after a meeting, it's so impressive. So Fathom, what does it do? He's in the room on the Zoom call. They have a generous free plan, but if you're a consultant, just get the paid plan. The reason why is there are 3 features here that are super important as a consultant and leveraging AI tools in your workflow. Number 1 is the meeting summary is nice. That's really not what you're looking for. Step 1 of them is ask Fathom. Here you can say, where did we talk about GenSpark? I think. So now you can chat with any meeting to find that one specific piece of information that one person said at 7 minutes in. Oh, based on the transcript, you and Jonathan discussed GenSpark around these 3 parts. So I'm going to go find those 3 parts, and here they are. So if I click on it, oh, it does confetti too. So yeah. So it takes you to that one specific part of the video that has that answer for what you need for whatever. That is so helpful. Second part is impressing clients. With clients, when you work one-on-one with clients, they want a roadmap, they want clarity, they want details, they want information. They don't want to just walk out of a session with you and be like overwhelmed, to be like, oh my God, we talked about a lot of things. I'm lost. I don't know where to get started or where to go. So when you become a client with me and work with me, you get cool things like this. But to show you kind of the workflow, this is the second most important thing. This is the transcript. This is the entire he said, she said kind of thing, like literally word for word everything. You click one button, copy. It's gonna, there it is. It's copying over here. Nice. And then once it's done copying, you go to GenSpark. I'll just press again. And once it copies, then you go to GenSpark. And in GenSpark, you say, just turn this into a comprehensive professional formatted workbook based on all the topics. So basically, you're using GenSpark to take a transcript and turn it into a document. I could sit and waste hours of my life to type up a document, a scope for a client to be like, here's all the things we talked about. Here's all the details I need you to remember and take action on, because it's usually behavior change that you're doing. I haven't typed a document all year. GenSpark writes all my documents. So he read the whole transcript, and in about 4 minutes, 4 to 7 minutes, he wrote this entire page document that has everything organized, because, oh boy, and this is just one session with one client. All the things we talked about a lot of stuff. GenSpark, well, not only read all that, organized it, and put it together in this nice, clear, step-by-step, everything. When I give this to clients, that's why they're paying a lot of money for one-on-one coaching with me. They're like, this dude remembered everything that I said, organized everything, gave me a PDF guide after about an hour after we just had a meeting. Like, I'm overwhelmed. I don't even remember the first thing we started the conversation. But this whole page document, literally step-by-step, best practices, everything nicely organized, formatted, colored, all that. This took no effort on my part. I copy, paste, and said run. So levels up your quality in output, impresses your clients. If now they have clients that are doing one-on-one coaching with them, they're not doing this and they cancel immediately. So that's where it's like, you will lose market share if you don't use AI in your business. Because if I'm competing with another consultant and they're not doing this, I'm winning the client. Like I'm doing all like this like higher quality work for less effort using the right tools. It impresses the client experience, allows them to. So this is the type of stuff as a consultant that you need to level up in so that you impress, so that they're like, oh, they choose you and know why you're so expensive as well too. Because I want you to raise your prices. 2026, you should raise your prices. Higher quality work, higher quality AI tools. Again, we're past custom GPTs and prompts and stuff. That's the basic stuff. We're using AI to eliminate an office employee or hours of my time to do office work kind of thing. Completely eliminated. This is just presentations. This is documents. This is awesome. So this clients love. This takes no effort to create, but it's using two tools. One is Fathom. The other is GenSpark. Now that's documents. That's why I love GenSpark for documents. Also as a teacher, when I do my classes, after my classes, we'll talk about a lot of things. I'll do the same workflow. Fathom, copy the transcript, put it in GenSpark and say, turn it into a workbook for a beginner to start to finish to go through. And it creates beautiful workbooks that I give to my students that with the videos allows them to reconsume the information nicely stay organized. Takes no extra effort on my part to do, which is so crazy, which is no nice. Again, improving the quality customer experience for your clients. Next, presentations and slides. Ooh, boy, we got to do a lot of Canva, presentations, slides, all eliminated. Now the game is the game as a consultant or just in general, what is the AI agent I could give this work to? And they could do all the work for me. That's where we're getting at. And if they don't exist, I will build them. Like that's where it's so dangerous. They're like, oh, the tool doesn't exist. Cool. I'm gonna go to Google AI Studio or Claude and I'll have them in about 10 minutes vibe code the custom tool because everything's software and you don't have to write any software, and Claude does software, but we will get to him towards the end. But it's a skill set that you have to learn because again, we're going through the workflow of, again, just to kind of recap, tools that are going in your toolbox that you could pull upon when the time comes. I got to create a document. I got to create a custom GPT, got to create a prompt. I got to create a document. And now the time that it would take literally just cuts 50% in half by using the right tool in the right way. Cool. Presentations and slides. I love, this got a update within the last 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Yeah. That no one is doing. No one. Oh gosh. What makes GenSpark so unique is that GenSpark, at least for a month of December, it's technically unlimited use of Nano Banana Pro. What is Nano Banana Pro? Nano Banana Pro, again, there's 1,400 AI tools out there. The reason why clients are paying you the top money is because you are choosing the right tools to give to them. That is not overwhelming them. That's like, oh, they had Nano Banana, or oh, yeah, you can also do that with Midjourney. Yeah, you can also use it. They're already overwhelmed. Like, which one is it? Choose the best one, give them the best tools, use them both in your business use case for that. Nano Banana Pro. Oh, I'll cut a couple of quick things like credits and like you can't be cheap and look for free tools in this game. You have to invest, budget at least $100 a month in tools. That's more than enough, honestly. Like that's like the threshold of like credits, tools, like that's all your subscriptions, basically API credits and stuff like that. Most of it's going to be like $100 a month. Like that's easy right there. Because I do not, as a principal, as a consultant, I do not recommend free or cheap tools. Cheap tools, cheap results. Clients will not pay you if you're giving them ChatGPT tips, custom GPTs, regular results when they're like, how do we vibe code cool tools? And you're going to be like, I don't know how to vibe code. And then you lose business to the competitor. Again, you lose market share if you don't upskill and stay up to date, because again, 2026, it's not even a fair competition between someone who's AI enabled and AI skilled and someone who's not. It's not even fair. And so that's why these skills, we've been doing this in the community. Nano Banana Pro, why is he so significant? Google ended the year and just planted a flag in vibe coding, in image generation, in chatbots, both large models and small models. They won at the end of the year. They looked at everyone and just said, yeah, we're going to come out in December. We're not going to do like a big flex. They just dropped all the tools. Boom, 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 boom. Anti-gravity, Nano Banana Pro, and Gemini 3 Flash. They murdered everyone as software game. That's why ChatGPT was like, code red. Oh, shoot. Everyone was code red because Gemini crushed it. Now, again, every 3 months in AI, the way things work in AI, 1 month in AI is honestly like 7 months, almost a year in the real world. It moves so insanely fast. And that's one of the biggest jobs as me as a consultant is not only when new tools come out, showing specific use cases with them, testing their limitations to know what their use cases, what their limitations are. Because you'll read the brochures and they all have the best, smartest models until you actually use them. Then you may find the API cost is too much to actually use, or it has a context window limitation and you can't give it full articles. Anyways, I digress. Nano Banana Pro is so significant because it's the best image generation model with image and text. Now, it's not the most graphically, that's going to be Midjourney, like most creative wise, but for business use case, Nano Banana Pro is going to be your go-to image model for not only for images, but for ads, but for presentations and more, and for content as well too, because it does images and videos so well. Now, when you pair this inside of GenSpark, this is where things get super interesting, because you could do the entire workflow at a higher quality. Now, we've all made presentations in here. We would never show each other's presentations because we're embarrassed by how basic they are. And we're like, man, I really want to level up my quality. So before this session started, all I said was, hey, this is a rough outline for the presentation that I'm going to give. My color palette is black and gold for my brand colors. And here's just notes. I want you to create prompts for them. So step one is you feed GenSpark and any agent information for what you want your presentation to be on, or have him go do research too. He could totally do research. He'd be like, go research XYZ topic. Step one, gather the information you want to create the presentation. Hand it to GenSpark or have him research. Either or works. Step one is to say, give me prompts for them. So he's going to go through and he is going to create image prompts for each of the slides. There's an image prompt. I'm not going to read or change most of them. I'm just going to say good enough. Again, speed is the thing. So he writes all the image prompts for all the slides. He says, hey, boss, this is going to count some credits and going to take some time. You want me to do this? And I'll be like, yes, do thy work. And he's like, all right, on it. This is so gangster. He will batch parallel send request to create images for all of the slides at the same time, whether it's one slide, 30 slides, 20 slides, he sends all of it. This is much faster than like Gamma or even using GenSpark when he builds his slides, because GenSpark or Nano Banana Pro is so good at text. You get beautiful infographics matching your brand colors, talking about whatever your topic is, nicely formatted. This took nothing. Cancel Gamma, cancel Microsoft presentations, whatever you use to do presentations. Nano Banana Pro in GenSpark, game over. Like quality wise, infographics, brand, this impresses clients. When you're getting on a call with client, you're giving them a sales presentation because you're going to charge $1, $5, or $10,000 for like a solution. You better come professional. Like if there's two clients and both are charging, let's say $5,000 for a project, and one is presenting this saying, yeah, this is going to be the project. We're going to build the automation here. We're going to use Google Studio. Then we're going to deploy it to your business so that within 90 days you can have XYZ for whatever. The client who has this as their slide deck is winning versus the other person who's using Gamma or their regular Canva presentation. Game over. They're not like game over. Again, higher quality work for no effort. So this is crazy. So this is the presentations. So with the presentations, that's one of the biggest things is with the images, it creates infographics and then it also creates text. Because it creates text so good, that is why we're using it, because it doesn't misspell words. It doesn't, it formats everything super nicely. And this takes a fraction of a second to create presentation slides, which is wild. Now let's just take it a step farther just to show you guys. I'm not holding back. I'm showing you guys all the goodies. How do you take this all the way? One of the biggest things too is always accept 80% good enough from the large language models. Don't try and chase perfection. If there's like a slide that needs to be done, you could go get the slides If you want the slides, I'll give you guys the slides. The slides are basically about the AI consultant certification program. So that's basically it. So right click, copy image, go to Canva, and actually let me get a better image real quick. So you're going to create any slide. Perfect. That's one downside. It doesn't have like a nice, like, actually I want a better image. Let me get a better one. Yeah, I like this one. Copy. Paste. Now again, 80% good enough. If there's something that you want to change, a text, an image you want to move around, tweak, you're going to use Canva for the final mile, basically. So if you click on it, I could go to edit, and then I could go over to magic text grab, select all, click grab. And now I could change anything that I want. And it will match the text, the font. It's all editable. If there's images, you could move the images using magic grab. So if I copy this, so click in, go edit, and then you do magic grab. This is where you can like do tweaks. You could like do final remove. Let's do a reset. There we go. Oh, let's do this, because I actually just gave the text. There we go. Here, edit, and magic grab for the images. I like just using brush. Now, if there's lines or stuff that you could remove, for example, there, so you could remove that. Everything is paid, all paid tools. Remember, no free versions. All the tools that we're using has to be the free versions. Again, budget roughly $100 a month as an AI consultant. Don't try and do this on the cheap with the free tools. Again, cheap tools, cheap results. Nice. So that's how, and you just copy paste, make your tweaks, and now you got a beautiful presentation. That is such a game changing. So now that is now one of the last things that we're using just for images since we're here. Let's see if I could find this one real quick. Nano Banana is also being used for images for ads because I think this is a conversation. We all need leads for business. Your business will literally live or die based on your daily lead generation strategy, or basically how many daily leads you should be getting. Pro tip, you should be like running ads and content to get at least 20 leads a day. Like if you're not getting like 20 leads a day where people are filling out the form on your website to like get your lead magnet, or if you don't have a lead magnet, that's even more terrifying. Like you need a lead magnet to build your email list before you start consulting. Like, so also recommend, since a lot of people want to do AI consulting as well too, start an AI newsletter. Oh my gosh, you want to talk about the most profitable thing that if I were to go back in time and start over, I would start a paid AI newsletter. I charge like $7 to $25 a month. Keep it simple. That is way more profitable, way more scalable, and acts as your low ticket offer and lead magnet as well too. So it's like 2 in 1. Highly recommend newsletter. Beehive is like the easiest really. So when you're doing lead generation, you should be doing content consistently with the call to action or running paid ads. You need at least $600 a month minimally to be running paid ads. You need, if you're a business that's making more than let's say $7,000 a month, you should be running paid ads as a consistent. That way you don't have to worry about content. You don't have to worry about, you don't have to do content, honestly. You just run paid ads and your business is fine. But with ads, that's one of the biggest things. Business owners, when they do ads, because I do a lot of ads, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Google ads as well too. You need some ads. One of the biggest things is people don't test enough. And this is where it gets super dangerous. Using your competition is using AI for ads, and they are making more ads. And they're making more targeted ads and getting a cheaper leads. If you're not using AI to run ads, you're massively behind. It is, oh gosh, because what, again, I just showed you how GenSpark could just spit out 20 slides for like a presentation. Same concept, but now he spits out 20 ads for your business. You honestly, as a business, just don't know which ad is going to take off. You're going to talk about features, fears, benefits, desires, pain points is like the talking points. So GenSpark is also going to create, if we could slide down, they go down to here, create your ads. Because one winning ad will pay for everything. Will bring in new leads consistently for your business. You don't have to play the content game where every piece of content you hope it brings in only gets 200 views and you're like, man, that's a waste of time. Spend more time and energy in paying in paid ads, because having one ad that consistently brings in leads every single, ideally 20 leads a day would be like perfect. That's enough for you to hit your income goals basically on the back end. All of these ads were literally spit up just like how GenSpark does slides and presentations. Like, create 20 slides. He just spits them all out using Nano Banana. Now you could create amazing ads for your business. And I'm even talking, let's see, these are just more infographics. These are like speaking to the logic side of your brain. On the other side, speaking towards emotions side of the brain. It also knows who's your ideal client. So you can literally create an image. As you can see, this is a long conversation. There we go. It will create images with captions for your business or for your product. One winning ad is all it takes to take your business to a whole nother level and bring in leads. And they will be like, I don't have to do content. Like, content's a waste of time. That's why learning how to do paid ads is so valuable, because especially as an AI consultant, I'm not going to lie. If you walk into a business, you're not valuable if you can improve operations. Having a business, like helping a business save them a couple hours a week or automate some time like intensive, is not worth your time or their time. You need to focus on helping them generate more income, basically. Everything that is tied to income generating activities in the business, which is content and ads. And then you have your lead acquisition system, which is your website, your lead magnet, your sales page, your email marketing, your SMS, your chatbots, all of that stuff on the back end to lead, to nurture, to follow up. That's all more beneficial for you as a consultant to come in and focus on that stuff. Because if you engage with the project, with the client, and it helps them generate more income, more leads, more sales, even at a cheaper price, you are more valuable to that business than someone who comes in and says, I can automate your invoice generation. Not valuable. So that's why it's like, when you pick problems, pick big problems and make sure it's tied to income generating tasks. And then most importantly, try not to do bespoke stuff. When you work with the client, you want to think about solving problems that if I solve it for this one business, I could resell this to all the other businesses. That's going to be, because you're going to take your time, build the automation, solve that problem. If you're going to do it for, let's say, a home service, home services are like the most profitable that have disposable income. I would not touch real estate. I wouldn't go into any real estate agents or anything for AI or automation. You want to touch service providers, home service, roofers, garage, anything HVAC, those ones, they have a ton of money and they're doing really good right now. You have legal, you have healthcare, but keep in mind about HIPAA and other things when you start building your automations. So with this, when you're running ads to businesses, one business just spins one ad and just lets it run versus another business that spits up 20 ads using Nano Banana, they're going to iterate themselves to a cheaper ad to get more leads and market share. So we're using Nano Banana for helping clients generate more ads at a cheaper cost. For example, I was working with a client over the weekend. Their cost per lead was about $20 for someone to fill out the form on their website from paid ads. We ran a campaign with different offers. We just spin up like 20 different offers, tested them. You'll get 1 to 3 winners out of that. We dropped it down to $3 cost per lead. So that's a huge savings that now they could generate more with the same ad budget. They could get even double more leads, which more leads, more sales. So a lot of it is like testing using market. Like most of like one of the biggest use cases of AI is copywriting. improving the message. Well, one is infrastructure, setting them up with the website, the automations, the right tools to like run their marketing, sales, and backend automations. Like that's one of the biggest things, like choosing the right tools for the business. The second thing is helping them get a higher quality yield or higher quality output. They're running ads, it's getting X amount of leads. You could run them and get them cheaper, or get them, or even just setting them up. Like honestly, leads and helping them run ads is like the most valuable AI skill set. If you want to talk about NAN and vibe coding and walking to a business, I could build you an NAN or make.com automation or like a go high level type setup. Like that's not valuable to the business. If you could walk in and say, I could use the automation to get you more leads and sales, and you're leveraging ads, you are walking on water for that business, because that time that you help them get more, fix their lead generation business. Every business under $20,000 a month, their sole problem is they don't consistently get leads. So they don't have a consistent lead generation. They're not doing content consistently, or they're not running ads, or worse, they have a list of services and they're like McDonald's and saying a la carte, please pick any product or service. So they have no clear value ladder. Fixing those things actually helps the business get more money, get more sales, clarifies their focus, their messaging, adding paid ads. Because you could change a business with just like Google ads, landing page that's vibe coded using Claude, GenSpark, Claude. So just a website for a landing page, and then like a CRM. So the business owner can manage their leads and follow up with leads. Like that, those three can help a business get to 10K. And that's like the most of the automation. I would go in and fix that to say, hey, let's get you consistent leads so you don't have to do the content grind. Hey, we need a way to capture those leads and follow up with them. Website, email automation, Go High Level does it. Kit does the email marketing as well too. If you want to do email marketing, some automation. They need to clarify their offering. Most of what they're doing is marketing to everyone, which is a big thing. That's a big thing. But yes, so cool. Now, because one ads literally could help a business like go from the red to the black, and then they just spend money on ads. Do you recommend integrating Go High Level with those? Yes. If they don't have like a website, a CRM, any email or SMS or any email marketing, if they're just starting from scratch kind of thing, I would just put them on Go High Level. It's the easiest. Even text messaging as well too. Like you can, so there's also way, I mean, if they just need email, just set them up with Kit. Not to say Go High Level is for everything, because you got to build, manage, and hand it over to them. I don't want you to be a marketing agency. Do not resell Go High Level as your business model. That is not the business model to solve. You actually want to solve the automation system, or sell the automation system for a business, and then hand it over to them to manage. Because as a consultant, you don't want to get into the agency work where you're just tech support. That's going to be like such a grind to your time. You want to build, train, and hand over and charge two prices. One price you want to solve for the implementation, and the other price you want to solve or you want to charge for is the retainer fee. Because you want to build or solve the automation, come in with a fixed problem. Don't just say, hey, we can offer a la carte different solutions. You want to come in and say, hey, are you struggling to get more leads? Are you struggling to follow up with said leads or qualify said leads? Hey, are you not getting other leads? Let's just run ads and get you fill that pipeline. Not following up with them, let's put up some email or SMS automation. Then also too, let's also run copywriting. An irresistible offer literally will change a business, because most of them are like, come in for our services and our a la carte. No. One irresistible offer to cold traffic, to convert cold leads in, is consistent. And then you're using GenSpark for all of this like marketing strategy, which is one of the biggest things. And then retainer fees can go anywhere from $500 to $2,500 a month. And then charging for the implement. You always want to charge, you want to solve big problems as a consultant. And then there's not to say there's a set price, because that did come up. Like, how do you price your services? You always price your services in one of two ways. Option one is you take 10% of the annual cost it would take them to run this process manually. So if it's a process that's costing them $100, like let's say they're running, it costs them, let's say every month, like 30 hours of work times 12. So that's 360 hours. Let's say their hourly rate is like $60. So that means that whatever they're doing, this task, this process, this workflow, it's costing them $2,100 in labor to do this. So then you take 10% of that, and 10% is going to be above or lower than $1,000 is like the easiest. Never do anything less than $1,000, do it higher, and then charge 10%, because to the business owner is like, would you rather waste 12 months of 30 hours a month of doing this manually and it's going to suck, or pay 10% of 21,000 and I could get this done in a week? And then you press a button and the whole thing happens automatically. And then you're going to go into your toolbox and you're going to say, yeah, that's a custom GPT. Yeah, that's a Zapier automation. Yeah, that's a vibe coded app. Yeah, that's a prompt that could be done. You're going to pick the appropriate tool for solving it. And every business is a little bit different. Nice. So we have gone into GenSpark. Now, GenSpark has a bunch of other stuff. Sheets we're not really going to get into, and it has chatbots and all other stuff. Those are the main things that it's hubs, presentations, slides, Nano, banana, and documents. That's like 90% of where you work. And also deep research, having them do deep research. And then in your hubs, you have your folders, which is one of the biggest things. Now we need to go right into vibe coding, which is the next tool. So I'm going to actually start with Google AI Studio, and then we're going to go into Claude Code and VS Code. And I need to close some of these tabs, but I think we're okay. So let's go into vibe coding. So sometimes, especially when you want to impress clients, giving a custom GPT to the client looks kind of unprofessional kind of thing. Their custom GPTs aren't really impressive to clients anymore. Vibe coded apps or tools, oh my gosh, this is God powers. This is when you start getting into AI. AI is going to push you into AI development. You're going to start vibe coding apps, and then you're going to start building tools for businesses that solve problems better than custom GPTs, for example. Now, what is Google AI Studio? Google AI Studio is the backend API playground for they have their basically all their models: chat, image, video, vibe coding, everything you could like play in here to like build, and it doesn't cost you anything. I do not recommend Replit, Lovable, Cursor, any of those, because they're going to cost you subscriptions, and you're going to have a bad experience vibe coding. So the first thing, if you want to get into vibe coding and building apps, I want you to have a great experience. Google AI Studio. On the left-hand side, you will see a feature here that says build. That's where you're going. And now you're in the app mode. You can just basically build any app that you want. Oh man, there's like a ton of apps. I'm actually going to show an actual use case of an app, which I actually have already set up. Perfect, right here. So this is a demo where in the evolution of your automation, sometimes you can solve things with a custom GPT. Sometimes you're doing prompting. For example, let's say now as a business use case, a business owner came to me and was like, man, my YouTube content isn't growing. We're doing YouTube. It's great. We're pumping out consistent content, but the algorithm's not posting. Why? And I look at their videos. They have no thumbnails on any of their content, and they have no SEO on any of their videos. So they're just posting and hoping the algorithm will figure it out. Horrible thing to do. So because YouTube is critical for business, one, to position as an authority, both for their business as clients and for your business to position you as a client. It is such a massive flex to have a YouTube channel. Followers doesn't matter. Just having a YouTube channel is like a barrier already in and of itself. So client hired me, and we went through a couple prompts of like narrowing down like what's the best way to like automate this. It ended up being like a Gemini prompt that just said, we'll input a transcript and it will output all this stuff. That prompt, then we moved into Gemini. This is a completely vibe. Okay, the way, I'm sorry, yeah, this is Gemini. So this is Google AI Studio. On the left-hand side, you have your chat that you can just chat with Gemini and just say, hey, build me whatever you want. Gemini is so intuitive. You don't have to be anything crazy like product requirement documents. You don't have to do any of that. Like, just tell him what you want to build. He's going to build it, and then you're going to iterate yourself to an amazing app. The great thing about Google AI Studio that makes it such a great experience, number one, it's free. Number two, he's very intuitive to figure out the automations and figure out what to build. But the most beneficial part is that he's going to plug in all of, let me go here, all of Google Gemini's tools. Like Gemini has a ton of tools. Do you want, actually, let's see, do they have, they used to have a list of all, actually, it's just this whole thing. So right here, so this supercharger apps right here, these are superpowers that it can add automatically. Do you want Nano Banana in your app? Done. Do you want to talk with it like how you talk with ChatGPT and have conversations? Added. Do you want to generate video with VO3? Done. Like you can add Google search data as a feature to your app. Done. So it adds all of these without you having to add anything. So as a use case, generating text and thumbnails is a big thing for a business. Takes a lot of time. You got to go through the transcript and you got to create timestamps and you got to type it all out. Plus you got to have like a little SEO description for what it is. This takes an hour, if not more, to do manually that most business owners just don't do. So from it, all you do is just take the transcript right here, copy transcript with that. This is a vibe coded app that I give to my clients. Again, as a consultant, you're going to eventually build tools that you're just going to give to your clients and they're going to be like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is such a big thing. And I'm going to go into like how to use Google AI Studio, but this is just a show a use case where it's like, you can have fields to fill in information. It could be text, it could be buttons, it could be forms. So all I did was just paste that entire transcript right here. That's all I did. I clicked generate. There's actually, they used to say generate video. So I clicked because I ran this before. I didn't want to wait. So once you click generate, then this thing pops out right underneath it and says, hey, it takes about 2 minutes. He read the whole transcript and wrote all of this instantly. Actually, I could just probably click analyze, do it again so you can see it in real time. Be like, prove it. No. So he has a prompt underneath the hood and he knows to take the transcript with the prompt using Gemini 3 and to spit out the text. Something that would take an hour is now done in about hopefully less than a minute. We're using Gemini 3, which is the most powerful chatbot model. Plus he has a context window of 1 million tokens. Done. Now he did a couple things here. One, he gave me all the timestamps all ready to go. I didn't have to read it. Shouldn't have to do the work. Let the AI agent do the work. So I click copy and then I'll just click edit to like paste it, edit. There we go. And then you just paste your text right here. So paste. Thumbnail, next one down here, it automatically fills out the form for a thumbnail. So, and then for a thumbnail, you'll upload like a headshot. Because now we're going to use, so we use Gemini 3 in underneath as a custom tool. Where's images? There we go. And now we're going to use Nano Banana, which is the best image generation model. Oops, let's go here. I want Nano Banana Pro. You vibe code a little feature and then create. Great question. Marlene says, do you still need vidIQ? Yes, you do. I need to add my API key because Nano Banana Pro is not free. So it's like, hey, do you have your API key? I just added it. So now he's like, oh, okay, because Nano Banana is not cheap. All right, it's like 9 cents. It's like nothing. Again, like when you start getting into vibe coding, which is kind of where we're at, you're paying for the API costs. So you're paying fractions of a penny, if not pennies, for what you're doing. So now, thumbnail done, has me in it. I could just click download and then I could just upload it here, or I can make any tweaks. So the time it takes to do thumbnails, the time it takes to do SEO, This business owner wanted to grow their YouTube channel, which is very important. So having these tools available to them allows them to get more views, allows them to rank their videos, which helps position them as an authority for their niche. So when people type, when they go to YouTube and they type the keywords that are related to your niche or industry, I'll talk about vidIQ, you should be at the top of the Google of search results or YouTube search results. That is more valuable than being top of SEO on Google, because you get all of this organic traffic when people type in those keywords, and you get trust authority versus all the other competitors. So that's why YouTube is critical for not only authority building for you, but also helping to build your clients' channels, because they're going to ask you, how do I grow my YouTube channel? Is one of the biggest things. You have to know how to do SEO and basically, yeah, clients aren't going to come to you for social media content advice if you don't have a channel or if you're not growing your own, for example. Ray says, can you go over the selling model of the YouTube app and access? You're not selling the app. This isn't because what I don't want you to get into is you're not a software as a service. You're not a SaaS. That's a whole different business model where you're like, oh, I vibe coded an app, I should sell access to it and monetize. No. Don't do affiliates. Don't do software as a service. Those are all low ticket prices. You are an AI consultant. You should be charging thousands of dollars to give this tool to your client. You're going to build it, keep it in your toolbox. And then when the client says, hey, do you have something for YouTube automation? You're like, yeah, $2,000. I can help you automate your YouTube or your thumbnails and your prompts. Here's a demo. What took you hours to do YouTube now takes seconds. And then you could charge whatever you want for it. You're not going to, and then I wouldn't manage this to like post again, when you solve problems, charge high ticket, then you build the solution and then you hand over and train. And then you get charged for, if they want for a monthly, retainer fee for you to come back as an AI consultant to fix, to improve, to tweak, to upgrade, whatever. And you're getting paid thousands of dollars versus $9.95 for a subscription SaaS app. Would you rather make $9.95 to sell a one-time subscription so that people could use this tool maybe once? Or would you rather sell thousands of dollars to solve this for a business owner to help them grow their YouTube channel, which they will help generate more revenue for their business over time? What prevents them from sharing it to others? Who cares? They're paid you for it, which is one of the biggest things. If they take it and share it, so be it. Put in your clause in your part of your contract as far as when you hand it over, they can't resell any of the solutions. If they do, who cares? That's not their business anyways. Like their business isn't the tool, it would actually be a detriment to their business to add another product offering, which will distract them from their current product and offering. I will tell you right now, the number one problem that I solve with business owners is to get them focused on one offer, and to the amount of work and effort I have to get them awareness wise to get marketing to sell one offer. Most business owners will spin up another product, a service, another item, say, hey, I sell this other thing. As soon as you sell or offer a second item to your customers, you have killed the revenue potential of both items that will never grow. Business owners always like, one product's not selling, so they think another product will solve it. No, fix the first problem, get the first product to sell to 10K. If it's not selling to 10K, it's a function of you're not doing enough content and you're not running ads. That's it. And you need to do more of content and more of ads. Spend more ad budget, or go from 3 times a day to post 10 times a day. Like, again, you need to stretch their awareness of how much time and effort it takes to do awareness for content for business. So great things. So yeah, and that's where it's a lot of things like the vibe coding apps you use a consultant. Again, it's your toolkit. It's a tool in your skill set to now, because now once you get close to vibe coding, one of the biggest things is that software becomes replicatable, copyable. You want to copy Salesforce, you want to copy a DocuSign, you can vibe code any of those features. Now, this is the real benefit, is that you can drop the subscription cost for your clients. Oh my God, you're spending $500 a month on subscriptions. What if I drop that by 50%? Let me look at your tools. Let me recommend some better tools. How much worth is it to a business that you could drop their monthly hard subscription cost by 50%? They will pay thousands of dollars for that more than you trying to sell them a subscription kind of thing for a little one-time tool kind of thing. So a lot of this, because as vibe coding, you can replicate any tool or feature. Nice, good stuff. So, okay, this is just one use case of vibe coded tool in Google AI Studio. The way Google AI Studio works, very simple. Voice to text, just add whatever you want for your app. He's so intuitive. It's so easy and nice. Just start playing with him. You can use them on your phone. Just go to Google AI Studio. Actually, I didn't give you guys the link. Let me put the link in there. Okay, cool. That's the link. You could use it on your phone. I have clients that they're in the waiting room and they're like, I have an app idea. Open up the browser, go to Google AI Studio, voice to text, click build, and then they're building on their phone with no effort. And it's adding AI, it's adding chat, it's adding image generation, it adds whatever. The app features get kind of wild, but just know it's a toolbox to help you. Now, next thing, Google AI Studio isn't the best and isn't the only game in town when it comes to coding. Now we're going to get into VS Code and Claude. Vibe coding apps. This is one of the biggest topics of the year. Surprisingly, 80% of my clients at the end of the year all requested, how do I build websites? How do I build apps? And how do I vibe code as the number one thing they wanted to learn? So you as a consultant, staying up to date with all the latest AI skills and tools, and I'll show you how to do that, means that they continue to come back to you to be like, John, vibe coding is the thing. What do I need to learn? What are the tools? What are the use cases? Like, hey, I need to pay another session with you so I could get caught up. So you want to be, at the end of the day, you want a monthly retainer. The easiest thing is if you're just starting your consulting business, just start at $500 a month for AI consulting. 1 hour a week, just meet with them and help solve their problems, basically. Work with them over a period of time. You'll get to know their business. You'll start solving with a little custom GPT here, teaching the business owner how to automate this, installing Go High Level, setting up an ad campaign, building some automation, some NAN to connect their tools together because everything's siloed. Like that's what it's going to be over time. And you want that monthly retainer so that you fill your capacity of monthly retainers. Start at 500. And then you could increase your price from there. That's the easiest business model. Like if you want the easiest consulting business model, I'm not in the agency work. I'm not an AI automation agency. Clients don't come to me to say, John, can you build this? No, it's a hard no. I do consulting and advising. I do strategy, I do best practices, and then I do training and development. That is my lane. That is what I do because that is scalable. If you want to go into the AI automation route, I'll let you know you're now a service-based industry and now your tech support, you're getting that 1 a.m. phone call when the API doesn't work. Hey, and then scope creep is a big thing. Hey, we love these extra features. We didn't realize we needed them. Hey, and scope change and all that. No, that's a whole different agency that I left in my marketing agency. I do scalable info. I'm basically an info training, basically. It's scalable. You need a monthly retainer. You only need less than 24 clients to make your monthly income, more than your monthly income, basically. And now clients are come to you. Now you could be remote. Now you could live that laptop lifestyle. Now you could just be anywhere with the internet connection. And you positioned as an authority by you publishing content, clients are going to come to you because, hey, John, I watched your content. John, I went to your last webinar and training. John, I've learned so much for you. What clients want is they want you to work specifically with them on a one-on-one to help them specifically where they are to implement what they need to get the results that they need. They're not getting it in a course. They're not getting it in a community. They're still struggling because those vehicles are not the vehicles that cause significant transformation. Working one-on-one with you is going to help them learn AI, build the automations, and do it quicker, faster than them trying to do videos or it'd be in a community or something. So as a pricing model, I do not recommend low ticket communities or anything under $100 ish as your first offering. I want you in high ticket monthly subscriptions, continuity, either for a single engagement to help come in and solve a problem, or for a monthly retainer fee that they pay X amount, 500 plus a month, to get access to you, to answer their questions, to give them guidance, to help them so that they can make the right, take the right actions to get the results versus months of trial and error, figuring out on their own, or buying hundreds of subscriptions that they don't need. It's too costly in the game and it's too competitive. Claude. Okay, so a couple use cases with Claude. Claude is so significant with VS Code. He is the best AI developer. He will build super complicated apps. And when I say complicated, the best use case is automating an entire marketing department. Multiple roles, multiple jobs, everything from idea to content posted gets managed by one or multiple people. That gets eliminated by Claude. Also notice I'm not really showing NAN. I was going to show NAN. Like I was going to show you some cool automations of what you can do with NAN. Honestly, Claude Code is so good, NAN becomes irrelevant. Make.com becomes irrelevant. Zapier becomes irrelevant. You're still going to use those tools in your back pocket to do like a quick integration between two business tools, because you as a consultant, one of the biggest things that you'll come into is every business owner has different tools: CRM, email marketing, operations, task manager, invoicing. They all have different tools. The most beneficial thing that you could do to them is hook up all of those tools so that actions happen when they fill out the form on the website. It generates an invoice, it fills out a contract, it notifies the team, sends a Slack notification, updates the CRM, whatever. That's one of the biggest things. And it really doesn't matter. It could be done with Zapier. It could be done with Make.com. It could be done with NAN. It's not to say which is the best tool. It's which is the right tool that you could get the solution built fast. 50% of the projects or automations I do with clients, I just build them in Zapier. It takes me no effort and time because Zapier has a lot of pre-made stuff. If I were to build in NAN, I got to custom build some HTTP requests with some authentication and some extra stuff. Yeah, it's going to be cheaper, but they're not at the level of scaling. So sometimes you could come in, a simple Zapier automation could really transform a business, honestly. So you don't need to complicate things. Or you don't need to be like NAN is the Swiss Army knife of everything. Not really. So whatever's the right tool, again, 10% of your job as a consultant is choosing the right tool. 90% is iterating yourself to success. That's all. Why are we using Claude in VS Code? Because he can edit files, create software. Basically, he could download packages and software and stuff like he can't do in the browser. There are two main use cases that you can use Claude for. Dramatic pause. First one is websites. There's a lot of webs. I mean, Lovable, like Google AI Studio will be like another one. Let me show you the quick and fastest way to build beautiful websites for yourself or for your clients. Get them hosted for $3 a month. Can't beat that, which is wild. So if a client, and why? Because you or your client is going to want to build websites, and you should have two things on your website. Please, for the love of God, do not build a website. You build a lead magnet page to send cold traffic to gather leads. And then second, you build a sales page. Where do they check out? Where do they pay? That's all. Do not build a website. That is a waste of money and time. Websites died, 10 years ago. They got replaced by funnels. And now with funnels are even irrelevant because most of what you're doing is sending traffic immediately from a webinar, from a live stream, directly to a checkout page. That's where everything is at now. You're going to be doing such a good presentation. Also live streams. You're going to have webinars. Live streams are also great sales conversion vehicles. If you're not getting consistent sales, you probably don't have a webinar, probably don't have a masterclass, probably don't have a training or a trial to bring people in. That's basically what you're doing. And then from there is selling one offer, and one offer only. Nothing else. For your own website, what should we build? Well, everyone, two pages. One is a lead magnet page and one is a sales page for checkout. That's really the only two things. Your lead magnet page goes into your link in bio and the only link in all your YouTube descriptions. And then you have your sales page. Your sales page is going to be sent from your email list or from your webinar. That's where you're sending traffic to the sales page. It's not like a, hey, buy whenever you want. Here's the store and it's open. No, you need to be doing content and have a cycle of, like for me, it's ads, Saturday webinar, ads and content, build an email list, 20 emails a day. I need to hit my minimum threshold for numbers. It is a 2% conversion. 2% of people that you get in front of will say yes to your product or offer today. The rest will say yes or maybe 6 months from now, a year from now. You just have to stay patient. So, but yes, building websites. Okay, so one cool thing, I'm just going to show you some demos in here. Quick couple things in quick crash course in VS Code as well too. In VS Code, two parts here. This is where all your extensions are, superpowers. This is where your folder is. Everything's like a folder tree. This is just a folder with files that lives on my computer. That's all, nothing. When you do extensions, there are 3 extensions that you need to get. Number 1 is Claude, so that you get all of Claude. Claude is completely, it's free to install basically, but it's going to be $20 a month. Download there. Next one is going to be Live Server. Live Server. Live Server is going to allow you to view your website in real time that you're awesomely vibe coding. And last one, I recommend Hello Pokemon. VS Code Pokemon, completely for free. And they, once you download or once you install, they just hang out. Here's the file tree down here. And you could just spawn new ones. Have a little fun. You're vibe coding because you're going to be killing a lot of time while Claude does all the work. Might as well have something nice to look at while Claude's doing all your work for you. Cool. Now that we're in here, Claude functions very easy. Here again, I don't want you to remember prompts and I don't want you to remember like phrases that I say kind of thing. I more want you to have the mindset that any AI tool that you're in front of is like a high school intern on their first day of working with you. Doesn't matter what tool you're working with, just in general. When you talk to them like you would talk to a college intern it's his first day. He doesn't know everything about you and your business and what you do. So you need to be very explicit, step by step of what you want them to do, voice to text, and give them lots of context. Even jump around. You're like, oh yeah, I forgot. Also do this, then talk. Oh yeah, then I do this, everything, da 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 da. Voice to text on here and just brain dump. Claude's very intuitive and he'll build apps and does stuff like that. Here's the big thing. I want you to build a website that is a single page HTML page that has, this is roughly the phrase that I do need you to know, as a single page HTML or a single HTML page. That's like the magic keyword, at least from here. This is going to make it easy when you go to deploy this to the web. If you guys stay just a little bit after, I'm going to show you how to deploy this to the web so that you can see the entire workflow from start to finish real quick because it's super easy. Cool. You're vibing with Claude. Claude is, he's going and building a website and I'll pick anyone. Give me the consultant one here. So he's building a page and when you open up a page, it's just code. Don't get intimidated. You never have to read the code. It's just a file with text. That's all it is. So all you do is right click on it and click open with Live Server. And he's going to open in another tab right here. And you get a beautiful website right here. Now, when you build your website's not going to look as nice as mine. But remember, principle, iterate yourself to success. Here are the stages that you'll build in with your website. Start with the text. What's going to be the text on the page? Use ChatGPT, GenSpark to say what text should be on my page. Copy, paste it, give it to Claude. Easy. You should also have a coding partner with you on the side. ChatGPT, I prefer ChatGPT just because he's unlimited. GenSpark, you're going to burn some credits. I don't want to burn credits. Leave him for the big work. Go to ChatGPT and be like, what should be my website be? The text on my page for my lead magnet page or my sales page. Copy, paste the code, the text, give it to Claude. Claude will put it on. That's stage 1. Stage number 2 is color and branding. What color palette do you want? Black and gold? Do you have some hex codes? Give that to Claude and say, go color my website with that. He'll do that. And you're iterating yourself. You're just going back to Claude and just saying, hey, Claude, I want to do this feature now. Da, 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 da. Third is images. When you do images in that folder, just create a folder. Yeah, get rid of my Pokemon. There we go. Just create a folder called images. It's just a folder on my desktop. And in there, there's some PNG files. There's some JPEG files. Really doesn't matter. I get them from Nano Banana. I'll get them from Canva. Really doesn't matter. Name them, put them in the folder, and tell Claude where you want them. He will take the photos and embed them on the page where you want them. Super easy. Lastly is buttons or forms. So this is a form. For the button or forms, whichever email, like usually when you do like email marketing tools, I'm using Kit just so you can see this real quick. Like most of the tools, they'll give you, there we go. So I'm in Kit. I use Kit for email marketing. This is functional for like any tool that you use, basically. They're going to give you like an option to embed, and then they're going to give you code, JavaScript, HTML. Really doesn't matter. They're going to give you some code, say, hey, give this to developer, and it adds the code to your website. You're just going to copy the code, give it to Claude, add this, no more texting, add this form to the website, types it, paste. There's the form. He's going to know where to add the form and stuff. You give him the code, give him the things. Claude will build and iterate and build your website. Now that you got a beautiful website, I'm not gonna lie, it took me like 30 versions to get to this. But it was 30 like, hey, I want to tweak this. I want to change this. You're just making a wish list, which is so nice. Claude is doing all of the work to build the most beautiful, perfect website, even to the point to show you, you can even build surveys in here too. Let me just get this. I have a survey one. So you could build, just to show you like some of the complexity that's actually kind of cool. Let's see, archive survey here. This is just a single page web page. But if you're signing up for like Typeform, if you're using any of those form websites and you're like paying a monthly subscription, remember, software can be replicated. There's no point to pay for it. So Claude can build you a survey that could be an assessment as a lead magnet page for your business, that it assess your clients and where they are and their challenges and their goals. And then it also collects their emails, like, so enter your name and email, and then it'll collect. This technically will go to like an automation, so like a lead magnet page. So you could build web pages, you could build surveys, and you just hook it up with like a webhook to like NAN. Now that you have your cool page and you're like, this website's awesome, how do I deploy this, John? That sounds complicated. No, it isn't. Hostinger. You're going to go to Hostinger. You're going to pay $3 a month. $3 a month? Yes, $3 a month. Hostinger is so expensive. I have SiteGround, but it really doesn't matter. You technically want Hostinger because you're going to use Hostinger for two things. You're going to use Hostinger for your website. It's like $3 a month. That's their website service. And then so like pricing plans, website, $3 a month. Hey, client that's spending hundreds of dollars a month on their website. Again, I can cut your subscription cost. That's why you're paying me as a consultant to come in and improve operations, reduce costs, improve productivity. I see that you're paying too much for website services. What if I redesigned you a new website, charged you $1,000 to $3,000 for a beautiful new website, any way that you want, and then you get it hosted for $3 a month, and now they're saving money. They get a new website. So again, and then they're not hiring a software, or they're not hiring a web developer. Goodbye, all web developer jobs. Hostinger, you're also going to be using it for, if I go to their services, just as like a FYI, you're also going to have a subscription there for VPS, virtual private server. And this is where you're going to self-host, host our NAN, so that you're not paying the $24 a month tax for NAN, and now you're self-hosting it. So it's like $7 a month. That's why you're really using Hostinger, just for those two use cases. Now, when you're in, you're going to see a folder tree just like this. It's going to say public folders. Yours is not going to have many folders in here. It's going to be empty. Don't worry. Let me zoom in. Nice. Cool. So to upload your beautiful website to the web, you go into Hostinger, go to File Manager, and if it's the main root domain, the .html, the main like root, it's going to be index.html is the name. All you do is drag and drop the folder. Literally go to your folder, like from here, and just drag and drop. That's all you're doing. Super easy. If it is a landing page, because remember, you should have two pages. One's your sales page, one's your lead magnet page. If it's another page, I'm going to say like this one, /AI consultant right here. And we're almost done. From this one right here. So that you create a new folder, and it's really easy right here. It's like you literally just right click and it says new folder. I don't know why he's not doing it right now, but right click. Oh, there we go. And you just click new folder, name the folder, the URL that you want with no spaces. So this is called /AI.consultant as the domain. And inside, it just has to be renamed. It has another index. It's just called index. So it will be the index for this web page. And then here you just have your images. What images are related to this? So when I go to my website, simpletechskills.com, AI consultant, the landing page is hosted, is there. So landing pages get their own folder, and then their page is called index.html, just name it. And then if it's your root domain, index.html. And whenever you update your website, you're like, oh man, we're jamming. Hey, Claude, we've been building a new website. Great, ready to go. Hey, Claude, this is my new website right here. Now I'm just going to select all, Command A as an apple, copy. And now I could go here to index. And if I double click on it, there's the code. I just delete, paste, and Command S to save. So delete, paste. You're just pasting text. You don't have to write any of the code. You never have to read any of the code. It is all there. Let's wrap it up. Actually, just one little quick thing, just to kind of show the final, what is the Holy Grail? Like Holy Grail out of all of it, pinnacle. The Holy Grail is using Claude to vibe code. Remember, we're talking about automating an entire marketing department. So let me close this. This is an app. Oh, shoot, it may not be running right now. Actually, I'm going to show students right now. That would actually be better. So this student is in my AI certification program. This is Raymond. Raymond came in as a complete AI beginner with no coding skills, anything. By the end of the second month, he was already vibe coding his own apps. And part of the program, we're like, okay, we're going to teach you how to automate your content, is like one of the most powerful things. This is an app that Raymond vibe coded using Claude and VS Code. You can see it right there. And this thing will pull ideas, generate content for, he has 4 businesses, which is kind of, coding is so easy that he's like, oh, it's so easy. I could just do it for all my businesses and do it in an app. So this is Raymond talking about his vibe coded app that I'll show parts of mine too.
Yep, this is my screen now, which I kind of like. It's really, I'm getting the whole picture of what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So here it's broken down by brand, and then up here is the whole system wide, right?
Nice. You can see the penny. That's helpful.
Exactly. And then here I just go into my quick actions. So like when I go to content queue, here I can see what's going on. I have a little legend up here. So if it's not me, somebody else, they can know exactly what all of this means. You know what I mean?
So for context, he built a custom database with a custom dashboard that fetches content ideas and goes through the stages of reading the content, writing it in his brand voice, generating the images using Nano Banana, and then scheduling to upload multiple times a day. That whole process is managed by this custom coded app. This isn't any end. This isn't any of those. This is using Claude Code to write code. He's not writing any of the code. Claude's writing all of it. And it is uploading. I'll show you another version where on my TikTok channel. So yeah, my TikTok. If you see the shirts with these content right here, so with the blue shirt, these are completely generated using this vibe coded app that will go fetch ideas, generate the script, generate the idea, generate not only video or images, but talking head video using AI avatars. One of the persons mentioned Faceless or AI avatars. You're going to be using HeyGen for that. HeyGen is the best if you want to clone yourself or have a digital avatar. Businesses also will ask you, like, how do you automate my content? How do you create a faceless channel? Hey, how can you digitize me as a digital clone so that content can be created without me getting on camera? Clients are going to ask, how do you do that? And so it's going to be inside HeyGen. And this whole video with like talking head,
AI side hustles are blowing up in 2025, and the hottest ones actually make sense to try right now. First, faceless YouTube shorts or TikToks using AI avatars can rake in $3,000 to $12,000 a month if you go viral. Second, AI-powered affiliate theme pages on Instagram or TikTok are pulling in serious.
So everything from the narration the talking head, the B-roll, which is using Sora 2, basically, edited all together. All of that process was completely automated using Claude Code to build a content automation app. So NAN, Zapier, and Make.com become irrelevant to learn when you start building complex automations. I would, like, even now in 2026, if someone's selling like NAN automations, I'm gonna laugh them out of the room. I could build this complex NAN automation that could automate your. I'm like, fired, gone. I'm like, we want an app that's custom coded, vibe coded, that we can customize any way we want. We don't want to deal with NAN. You don't have to deal with the nodes and fill out the form and test. None of that nonsense. Claude Code would do the whole thing. So it generates this. So for context, this will pump out 40-second videos at a cost of 50 cents to $1.50, depending on the volume. If you do 90 videos a month, it costs about $1.50. If you do 500 videos a month, it could cost 50 cents per 1 minute short form video. That this, whenever a news article gets triggered from like an RSS feed, an hour later, this content is already posted. That's the speed of what this can do, which is kind of wild.
You've been lied to.
Let me. Cool. So with that, I think we'll bring it to an end. So I have shown you a ton of everything that's cutting edge of tools, ads, AI tools, how they're being used, content automation, what are clients going to be hiring you so for. Now the biggest question is, where do I go to learn all this? John, how do I get my hands on training of this stuff? How do I learn how to use this stuff? Of course, I have an offer to make it very easy. So I appreciate all of you for taking time to learn all this. The real easiest thing is, honestly, you're not going to learn this in a course. Honestly, you're not going to learn this in a community. I wouldn't do that to you because you're going to get lost very quickly. And so I need you to take these principles, trainings for that. I have one very simple offer.